we can go back.
Hey guys, it's Allison. Today I am doing a video all on how I take notes, and it's really weird, but you may not know this about me. I find pleasure in spending my free time and just going on YouTube and searching up study videos. I'm really weird and how to take notes videos. I'm really weird like that. So you guys can make fun of me in the comments down below. I mean, I don't really care. It's just something we all do. I feel like we all have that something that is weird, and if we tell people, they're just gonna judge us, and that's my one thing. But I'm gonna show you guys two different ways that I take notes. One is video notes, and the other one is taking notes from your textbook. And this is really great because if you guys don't know, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube on from teachers and professors that post different topics on subjects for AP Bio, for AP Psychology. There's a bunch of different greatness things about learning and studying on YouTube, which is super cool. So if you don't understand a material, just search it up on YouTube and you have it right there, which is really cool. So I'm going to show you guys how I take notes, those two ways, and hopefully you can find a way that works for you. So it's going to be effective, and hopefully it'll show you guys how to be a little more creative with your notes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's jump into how I take notes. First is video notes, because it's a little bit more easier and simpler, I guess you would say. It doesn't really take as much effort. So basically what I do is my teacher for AP Biology, she makes us do a checklist on Schoology, and she always links all of the video links, but it's mostly on YouTube, so it's pretty easy. You can just search it up if you want, depending if your teacher makes you watch a certain video. But if not, you can just search it up on YouTube and obviously watch it. But some people, it works for you to watch the full thing and then just take notes, but for me, I like to do it as I go. So I don't I can understand the material that's being talked about, and then me also writing it down kind of helps me. I know some people they can just read the material and then write it, but I feel for me, I'm listening to it. So I'm auditory. Is that auditory learning? You listen to it and then you're learning, and then you're also writing it down, which is helpful for me to understand the information. So that's how I do that. And then what I do for taking notes is I write the title on the top of the page, and then what I do is I kind of make a T-chart. So I draw a line straight across and then also down. So on one side I ask questions, or I write the main topic, and then that's gonna be on the left side, and then on the right side I'm putting all the details. And then what I do is I have highlighters, which I to just highlight things. So I highlight either examples or people's names, dates, important stuff like that in another color, and then third color I highlight the vocab. I don't highlight the definition because I feel it's just too much. I just highlight the vocab word that I need to know, and then I use another color just for details that I need to know about. So that's kind of how I branch it out, kind of how I organize my highlighting, because you don't want to just highlight a bunch of things. I've done that before, and I swear it's a coloring book. It's just a color all splashed on the page, and I'm just overwhelmed. So you don't want to be that person. And then at the bottom I create another line, and I just write a summary. So when you're studying, you can flip through your notes, and then you can see what that section of notes is about, and that's kind of how I do it. So it's I said, it's super easy. You guys have probably seen it before, or have done it, taking notes like that. So it's a well-known one. So that's what I do for AP Bio. So that's the first note-taking, I guess, system thing. So the second one takes a little bit more time, takes a little bit more effort, but I think it's totally worth it. So what I do is when I'm taking my video notes, that is what I'm first learning the material. And then when it gets closer to the test date, I actually rewrite my notes, which may be weird to some of you guys, but that's kind of how I do it. So I rewrite my notes to kind of understand the information more. So I just take printer paper, just a white blank sheet of paper, and what I do is I write on the top the title. And what I like to do with titles or any sectioning off my notes, what I do is I like to make it really pretty. I don't know, it's weird. I guess to some people it's a bit weird, but I like to make it really pretty. So I might make it cursive. Let's say my topic is like protein structure, I would probably put like proteins, just like to make it easy. And like I might make it cursive, or I might do like block lettering where I like write the word and then like I draw a line somewhere within like the word, within the letter. So that's kind of how I do block. Or I can do skinny, but it doesn't really work out. It's like tall and skinny. That's kind of how I do that. Are there any others? Sometimes I do buffalo lettering, but I'm not really good at that, so we can just ignore that. Or you can write protein like all in caps, and then you can like do cursive like in the middle. So you can do that. I just liked it because like it's like just stands out when you're glancing over your notes, just like proteins. And then what I do is beneath it I just write like the section that I'm supposed to like, the section I'm like writing my notes from. So it might be like functions or something, I don't know, structure. I just write that really pretty, and then I maybe highlight it. Or sometimes what I like to do is I like to actually draw a line underneath, and then I, with just like a pen or something, and then I just like highlight it, like I like border it or something to make it look like 3D. So I think that's really cool. I don't know, I'm weird. So that's what I do there. And then I just kind of like, you know, write whatever I need to write underneath it. I like to keep this set of notes, I like to condense it. I don't know, that's just weird. Like I just like to condense my notes, because if there's so much on the page, I'm just like in so much writing, I'm like stressed. So I like to keep it short and sweet, whether I just like write lists down, or I also like, you know, define the words. Or what you can do is like have a list of all your vocab words and then just type them up and then print them out. I think that's really easy, so you don't have to look at all your, you know, vocab words on like several like sheets of notes. You can do that, but I don't really know my exact like vocab words that I need to know, so I just like put them within the notes. So that works for me. I don't know if it works. I just like to have like a separate sheet. And then I also like to use diagrams when I'm like doing these things, like when I'm doing it from a textbook. I think it's very clear to see like diagrams, so I use diagrams. I like to keep everything like short and sweet. I like to have my details just like very condensed. Like if I feel like I'm writing too much, I'm gonna have to condense it. I don't know, for me, whenever I take notes, I like to keep it simple, straight to the point, not so much like writing, but more like visuals, because I'm a very visual learner, as well as auditory, like I mentioned, like watching video notes helps me learn. So that's kind of like how I organize my notes. And also I like to draw a line in the middle. I forgot to mention, so I like to draw a line in the middle to kind of like separate things out and like not have everything like condensed. So that's kind of what I do there. And then what I do is I like to take a bunch of like colors of like the same shade, like blues, all like my blue markers. I like to have like a scheme, like I like to have like just like the same color scheme on like one page of notes. So I do one, like maybe let's say proteins is like blue, and then like enzymes is like pink. Like that's kind of like what I do. I don't know, I feel like it's appealing to my eyes to see like just the one color. I told you guys, I'm weird, but I mean, it helps me, so it's fine. So that's kind of like how I organize this set of notes. It's a lot more, I guess you would say, it's not like super constricted. You can really do like, you can really, you know, make it your own, make your notes your own, and like you can do really whatever you want. So I kind of like that aspect of this, like taking notes, and like you kind of like know what you need to know for the test and like everything like that, and what you need to study and the information that's important. So that's how I like take this set of notes. That's my study and note-taking video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it wasn't me like rambling about things that don't make any sense. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. If you guys want more of these types of videos, let me know in the comments below or thumbs up this video, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!